I'm a business man.
We're a businessman. We have stuff to do.
Businessman.
Hello, and welcome to Hot Cakes, the podcast with craft opinions no one asked for, but everybody needs. We have stickers.
We have stickers. They're at Boston Fiber Company or in Jules's pocket, I guess.
Yeah, I have a couple in my pocket, but also the majority of them are here.
Yeah, and they're free. We'll give them to you.
We'll just give them to you.
Yeah, take them.
So come get a sticker. That's how I remember the tagline of the podcast, because even as a host of the podcast, I always forget.
As the person who came up with the tagline, I do not remember. So
we're really good at this.
Yep, we're good at our jobs.
I'm Jules from Juliet Pago Designs.
I'm Sara from Boston Fiber Company. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Bayaltina tank, made out of Dirty Water Dye Works Shimmer and Ritual Dyes Faye held together. Nice. This is my own pattern. It's a little tank top, got a little frilly edge there. What are you wearing?
I am also wearing my Bayaltina. This one is some mohair that I found that was maybe in our sale section. It was maybe donated or just from stash. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Held with the silk tweed from Bien Aimee.
It's so pretty. Yours
it's
is
so pretty.
Cool.
It's really fun. And I will say, it's not as see-through as I thought it would be. I'm just wearing a bra underneath it.
No.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, you can get this pattern on
Yep.
my website or on Ravelry or on Etsy, actually.
Yeah.
I still think. Yeah, it's one of my favorite summer patterns. I've worn it like for the majority of this podcast, I think.
It's been really
I don't have any other summer
I've worn
knits.
it. I have so many summer knits, but they are, as I said earlier, packed away.
Yep.
So, and this one is not, and it's definitely not like 90-degree day wearable.
No, because there is mohair.
So, but I will say it today, it's going to be in the low 80s, high 70s. It's perfect.
This morning on the way here, it was only like 60,
yeah,
8 or something. So
a perfect day this morning.
It was beautiful this morning.
Yeah, I had a little walk to my car, and I was like, I kind of wish I had walked to the tea.
By the time I got to the tea, I was over it.
That's fair. I had too many things to bring with me too.
It got a little sweaty for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are you knitting today?
So I'm working on a lento. I'm affectionately calling it my Cheeto lento. It is a strand of the Suri cotton merino from Clockwork fiber. It's really nice.
Oh,
I'm a really big fan.
I've never seen a Suri cotton blend before.
Me neither. And I was knitting with it. It's bulkier than I was expecting it to be, because it's like 400 and something yards for 100 grams, for 50 grams. Maybe it's 100 grams. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's probably 100 grams.
But anyway, it's going to be a bulkier lento, but it doesn't really matter.
No, I think that'll be really nice.
It's going to be really nice. I really like it. And then I'm holding it with a Teal Torch Knits. It was like a tangerine one.
Yeah,
I lost the labels literally within the last 48 hours because I just wound these up on Sunday.
I was gonna say, you just started, it looks like.
But so that is that.
Cute.
What are you working on?
I am working on a new design that is a collaboration with my friend Meg from Megs & Co. So it's going to be this nice like woven stripe
I like that
pattern,
so much,
which is really fun. And this is her Empire Estate yarn, which is all New York made. So it's
cool.
The farm is in New York, the mill is in New York, and then Meg dyes it in New York. And this is the colorway Pumpkin Spice and Bare Naked. And this is going to be coming out actually in like.
Is it a sweater?
It's going to be a sweater. Yes, it's a bottom up. It'll be a drop shoulder.
Nice. I like that.
I don't normally do drop shoulders, but I'm trying to do more drop shoulders because I think they're kind of nice for certain. I don't like. I love a raglan, but I don't like stripes in a raglan because I don't like the weird like square. Yeah. At the shoulders, and so when I do stripes, I like to do a drop shoulder.
My Astrid sweater that I just finished, which I was probably working on in the last episode.
Yeah. Your bright red.
Yeah, I finished, and that's also a drop shoulder, and I love it. I
Is
like how
that
it
one?
fits so much.
Does that one have sloped shoulders, like European shoulders, or does it have? I have a lot of opinions about shoulders.
What's a sloped shoulder?
Are there short rows at the back shoulder? Do the
Yeah.
shoulders go down or do they go across?
They go across, but then you do short rows in the arm. Like when you pick up for the sleeves, you do short rows.
Yeah, but the actual shoulder doesn't have any
No.
short row. Okay. See, that's how I prefer it.
Yeah, and I really like it. And I like that there's short rows in the arm too, like in the top
yes,
of the arm.
for the sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. You have to have that. Yeah, I don't like sloped. I don't know why. I just don't like. I think they look nice on other people. I just don't like wearing them. I feel
Maybe
like
you're too tall. I don't know. That doesn't make
know.
any sense.
I just want the seam to be on top of my shoulder.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
this one doesn't have that.
Yeah.
This one is just a regular.
Yeah.
It was so easy. You just did a little graft in.
Is that a knitting for olive pattern?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I'm a big fan. It was boring as hell. It was
well, it's just a stockinette.
It's
stitch sweater.
But it was like really nice and quick.
But sometimes it's nice to have a really boring project because then you can like really do something else. Like you can like come to knit and like not worry about your project.
Well, I'm also working on a Joe sweater, and
which
that I'm not working on now. And I learned on Sunday during Coffee and Crafts where
you can't work on that.
I can't work on it because it's like
that's a lot of color work.
It's all color work. Yeah,
the Joe sweater is I love it. It's so pretty.
I'm like obsessed with it,
and I love that designer.
Yeah,
I really like her stuff. And the Joe sweater is so pretty. I was talking about this the other day. We'll get into the topic shortly. Yeah. But about Rhinebeck sweaters and how because the Andrea Mowry sweater just came out, the Ooey Gooey, which I think is like a nice sweater.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it at my Monday knit night where it's kind of like when you're at a big show like Rhinebeck, it's almost like it's nice to see the same pattern.
It's cool
knit
to see
by different people.
Yeah.
But at some point there's like a critical mass where it like then becomes like too much and then it's just kind of boring. And I feel like the Andrea Mowry, like there's too many Andrea Mowrys. Yeah. And so I remember last year, the Joe sweater was one of the sweaters that I kept seeing. Yeah. But it was like there was only a few of there was a lot of them, but it was still like few enough that it was exciting to see.
I was like obsessed with it.
Yeah. And every time I spotted one, I was like, ooh, I got it was like treasure hunt. I was like, got one.
I am planning on it being my Rhinebeck sweater, but I'm doing it. It's Suri held double for all the color work, and then for the background, I'm doing our possum merino, which is so nice.
That's gonna be really nice.
It's really nice, and like knitting with it is. I don't like think about yarn as in like how much I like knitting with it.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't matter to me in my like picking a yarn.
Yeah,
like I will pick a yarn I don't care to knit with if I like it.
If you want to wear it.
But the possum is so nice. It's so nice.
I know. Possum is
it's like, oh, it's so good. I'll show it to you later.
I can't wait.
I'm a big fan. But it's gonna be too warm for Rhinebeck.
Yeah, unless we get like a freak weather system.
Yeah, if we did get like, remember 2 years ago on Sunday it was really cold.
Oh, and it was very cloudy and like a little
It was like really
chilly.
really chilly, and I actually didn't pack for chilly, and was
I do remember that.
So cold.
Yeah,
and I had to steal clothes from my mother.
I remember it dropped that evening, Saturday evening, which I remember because my Uber kept not picking me up in town, and I had to wait on the corner, and all the shops were like closed.
Yeah,
and I had to like wait on the corner and like.
Speaking of stuff, do you want to get into our topic?
Yeah, let's get into our topic. What's our topic today?
Our topic today. Okay, the hot take name for it is yarn store owners have to stop being such bitches.
Yarn store owners have to stop being such bitches. Love it.
Yeah, but. I'm going to, so that's the hot take. I think yarn store owners can be mean.
Kind of bitchy, yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people get into, turn their hobby into a business without actually, like, caring about customer service in retail, which is the thing I very much care about. But here's my caveat. I'm not talking about people who are, like, firm and good at business.
Yes, there's a difference between like having like boundaries and like principles and like establishing them versus like
because it is
just being bad at business.
Yeah, I myself am trying to be a more firm business person and have better boundaries and like ask for money. so like it's not. I don't think it's a problem of people like being firm about business.
Right.
I think it is truly a customer service problem
Yeah.
that yarn stores have. So yeah, I don't know, tell me what your thoughts are before I get into some like numbers and statistics and stuff.
Yeah, my basic thoughts are just that yeah, there are definitely a lot of issues, I think, with yarn store owners not being super inclusive and kind of
Yeah.
not understanding who their customer base is.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah, being kind of rude
Yeah.
in store, which really sucks. And I think and not of course not every yarn store. All the yarn stores
Yeah.
I go to are cool.
Yeah.
But but no, I've just I know there's
Yeah.
a lot of shitty yarn store owners out there, and sometimes it feels very like there's a lot of racism.
Yep.
There's a lot of ageism.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which goes both ways weirdly. Like
Yeah.
if like people don't like young people come into their store, but then they also are like, oh, you're like too old for me to
Yeah.
care about. And I'm like, what is happening? So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot. There's and sexism too. Like
Yeah.
men can't knit, so you
Yeah.
know, we'll just ignore them if they come in the store, which is yeah. So
Yeah,
there's
I think a little bit of
a
homophobia.
homophobia for sure. Yeah.
Um,
If you don't look a certain way,
Yep.
if you don't look like a knitter
Yeah.
or a crocheter.
Yeah,
Also, that's another issue that I'm actually probably guilty of is I always talk about knitters.
yeah.
And
I
yarn stores
think
are for
yeah.
crocheters too. I don't
Yeah.
crochet, so but I'm not a yarn store owner.
Yeah.
I'm a knitwear designer.
Yeah, and it is like, and I feel like all of the like it is hard to break out of the language of like knitting
Yeah.
because knitting is not inclusive. Even
No.
if like when I say knitting, usually I mean everything. Like
right.
if we're having a knit night,
It's for whatever
it's for
handcraft,
literally anything.
embroidery, whatever you want.
Yeah, as long as you can sit in a chair and do it.
Right.
And but it is like, I don't think people think about crocheters.
Yeah.
And
I do think we could probably change some of the language to like stitch night. I should start doing that more.
So we do sip and stitch.
Sip and stitch.
Yeah.
And coffee and crafts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
okay. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people like, the other thing too is like a lot of my thoughts about yarn stores are mostly anecdotal.
Right.
And like what you hear from other people. I have my retail thoughts.
Yes.
They're like studies. And so I am a retail lover. I love retail. I think
a retail expert.
I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I have worked in retail for a very long time.
Yeah.
We're getting close to 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
And I think that like a lot of people want a yarn store, but don't necessarily know how to like work in retail. And so at H Americas, I went to I also feel like I would say that I worked for Anthropologie. I think I come from a very anthro way of doing retail.
Yeah.
But like, and like Anthro's bad. They're bad.
As a company, yeah, bad. All fast fashion.
And I would say like also like,
but they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. They're very good at it. They're very successful. And I think that like some of their practices in store are very valuable. But so at H&H, I went to this just like a merchandising thing. And it was really interesting because the woman was like, who here has worked in retail before? And me and one other person raised their hand. And then me, I think that other person and the woman running the thing all worked for Anthro.
Yeah.
So,
and this is a room of what, like 20 people?
More than that, maybe 40 or 50. Okay. Like there were a lot of people in there.
And it's mostly yarn store owners, right?
Mostly yarn store owners, some fabric store owners.
Okay, yeah.
It was like
but all like shop owners.
Yeah, all shop owners.
Who didn't have any retail experience.
Who had no retail experience. And I think that's like what is hardest about running a store is being good at retail.
Right.
I think like, and like there's so many other things that are hard about running a store, but I do think it's really hard to do it and then realize you don't like doing retail.
The thing about running a yarn store, the number one thing is it is retail.
Yeah, and like customer experience and making your customers feel welcome. And I feel like everybody has a story that's like, I walked into the store and everybody in the knitting group turned and stared at me, and then I said I crochet, And then I didn't, they just like ignored me. And like my personal experiences in yarn stores, I think, are skewed because I own a yarn store. So I go in and I'm like, I own a yarn store. And then everybody's like, oh my God.
Right.
So I can think of, I'm not to call anybody out, but I can think of a store I went into and I said, I own a yarn store. And they just ignored me. And I was like, I was visiting a place in Texas. And I was like, okay, usually people are excited to see me. I was gonna be like, I'm like kind of a big deal.
I'm kind of a big deal
Like
in
actually,
Boston.
I have a lot of friends, and it's like mean that you don't want to be my friend.
No, like literally people will like message me. I've gotten Instagram messages from people who are like, "Oh, I saw you like at this yarn event. Were you with the owner of Boston Fiber Company?"
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "Yeah, we're like friends."
We're like best friends. I'm like famous.
It was Zandy Peters.
That's really funny.
On Instagram, and he was like, "Do you know Sarah?" And I was like, "Yeah."
He has a connection to Bead and Fiber, which was the yarn store before me, which is kind of funny.
Oh, interesting.
And but yeah, so and I think
I was gonna say, so like sometimes when I go into yarn stores, I will and maybe less so now, but I started going to like local yarn shops when I was in high school, and I would literally be in my high school uniform. So I was like obviously a high school student. And my local one that was like right next to my high school, they all knew me. I went to knit night there, so they were all lovely and friendly.
Yeah.
But there were like a couple other yarn stores in the St. Louis area that I would go into in my high school uniform, and they would totally ignore me because they were like, "Well, you're just a high school student, you don't have any money."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I do have money from, my babysitting jobs, and I have no bills to pay.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm about to drop like $50.
Yeah. Well, also like,
which, isn't that much, but like it's
for a
still
kid,
$50.
Yeah. Well, and I also feel like there's a little bit of it where you're like building long-term relationships.
Right.
And like, so like maybe today you're only spending $50, but maybe in like
maybe in
and
a
then
couple
like
years.
Yeah, or even like over the next few years, you're going to be spending $50 multiple times.
Every couple
and, like,
of weeks.
That adds up. Like having somebody spend $50 5 different times.
It adds up.
Adds up. Right? That's one big sale.
And I think part of it is that like there were only like 3 yarn stores in the area, so I guess they were sort of like, well, you don't have that many options.
Yeah.
But there was one yarn store that I went to, and they were mean to me one time, and I was like, I never went back there. And then they went out of business a couple years later.
And it was because they were mean to you.
And it's because they were mean to me and to like all of their other customers.
And I think it's like really hard. I mean, like, so like one of the like really basic things I've noticed is, so like at Anthro, at like any of those stores, you'll notice when you walk in, there's somebody who's like watching the door like a hawk, who's gonna say hi to you when you walk in.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be enthusiastic about it. And that is like, number one, it's a loss prevention thing.
Yeah.
Because if people know that you see them, they're less likely to steal from you, which is like, whatever. Steal from Anthro.
You can steal from Anthro.
I mean, don't
steal
get
from
caught.
an independent yarn
Yeah,
store,
don't steal from me. But like, so there's lots of reasons for doing that. But also, like, if somebody comes in and has a good experience, they're much more likely to come back.
Yeah.
And if somebody comes in and has a bad experience, they're not going to come back, and they're going to leave you a bad review, because people are much more likely to tell people they had a bad experience.
And they're going to tell their friends.
Yeah.
People are going to say, "Oh, I'm going to Boston. What yarn shops should I visit?" And they're going to say, "Oh, well, I went to Boston Fiber Company and I hated it. Don't go there."
And
nobody's ever said
that except for one person on Google, who I will hold that in my heart until the day I die. But
honestly, you're doing something right when somebody hates you.
Yeah, she honestly, I mean, she seemed to have hated everybody. I read through all of her Google reviews. Yeah. This was like a crazy thing I did. But I did read through every Google review she left, and they were all mean. And she came in and didn't ask questions. And if she had asked questions,
we would have answered.
Yeah.
You would have answered. I don't work here.
Sometimes. You're here now.
I sometimes work here. Absolutely. No, I think that's the thing is like, yeah, people will tell, and the yarn craft world is so
it's small.
Tight knit. That's so dumb. So sorry for saying that. But it is. It's so small and so tight knit that like people will talk. People talk to each other, and yeah, if a couple of people start saying bad things about your store, that shit gets on Craft Snark and you're done
Yeah,
for.
or like you get bad reviews on things and that
Yeah.
stinks, and like that affects like, traffic to your store, how you're being promoted on things. It
Mhm.
affects like how the like non-yarn community is talking about you, and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Um
if you're part of like a community like the SOA
yeah,
community and everybody hates your store, then
they're not
people
gonna
are going to start talking bad about like SOA and then SOA's
yeah,
not going to like you. Yeah.
yeah. So I just yeah,
Just be nice to
just be
people.
nice to people. My like dream job is to do like a retail like best practices seminar, which like not that I'm
You
super educated in
should.
it now, but I would like to be better educated in it. But I did want to read some
Okay,
statistics.
yes, let's do some stats.
So just some like numbers. I think like one of the things too is like we have to, part of it is getting new customers in. Like you want to
Mhm.
be nice to get new customers in, but part of it is like, nurturing and maintaining your existing customers. Like they spend more money than new customers because they're
Mhm.
already in your store spending money. And I think like also like in this time of like we think people are shopping mostly online. So we think like a retail store is like a secondary place.
Yeah.
But really your retail store is the primary place, and your best customers are shopping on your website and in person
Yeah.
versus like somebody who does only shops online or somebody who only shops in person is not necessarily spending as much money.
Yeah.
And like even though you want to say it's not about money,
Mhm.
and I'm like an anti-capitalist,
Well, yes, there's a
it's
way to,
about
I mean, you
money.
have to make money.
You
Like
have to, like, we have to pay rent, we have to
you
live,
can't
and
exist in this society
yeah,
without making money. And so, yeah, you try to do that in the most
yeah,
ethical way possible. But yeah, it is about money. It
yeah,
all boils. We're running businesses here. We're not running.
yeah.
Um,
But then, okay, so like one of your things is one of my notes is like existing customers spend 2 times as much as new customers, and a new customer costs money
to
to to
acquire.
acquire
Because
versus like an existing customer. So like,
an existing customer, you've already done the work to like convince them
yeah,
you're worth supporting.
like they've come in
Yeah.
on their own.
Yeah.
So like it's worth making them comfortable. Like if somebody walks into your store,
Yeah.
they are now an existing customer.
Yeah.
And getting people into your store is also very important, but like
Mhm.
some of that is like word of mouth. I think word of mouth is invaluable.
Yeah.
So, so 60%, 66% of consumers say they want a more personalized shopping experience. And like that doesn't necessarily mean like I bought all this yarn just for one customer, but like I do kind of shop for Paul. And, like,
Yeah.
but like your best customers, right?
Right.
And but like some of it is where is the thing? 75% of consumers are likelier to purchase from a retailer that knows their name. So
Mhm.
just like learning a customer's name and like greeting them personally and is very good. And like it's hard to learn everybody's names. I don't have everybody's names down, but
But you
you
also
get them eventually.
you get them eventually, and also you don't necessarily even need to know somebody's like name,
Yeah,
but if you
if you
remember
know
like what
them.
project they were working
Yeah.
on last time they were in, and you
Yeah.
could say, oh hey, how'd that sweater turn out, or
Yeah.
whatever, or like, oh, you bought that blue yarn
Yeah.
last time, or whatever. Then it shows like, okay, maybe I don't know your name because names
Yeah.
can be hard, but like, oh, I know you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some of it too is yeah, like just like being being nice and friendly. And I think small talk is, I don't know, people hate on small talk, but I think small talk is really important.
Yeah.
And being good at small talk is really important.
Yeah.
And like
It's so
even if it feels pointless, it's not.
it's not.
Like sometimes you do just want to talk about the weather. I'm sorry, I keep adjusting
You can
myself.
adjust. Just be comfortable. It's fine.
I'm not
As long as
comfortable. Here now I'm comfortable.
okay.
Okay.
I also think it's so
Yeah.
easy to do small talk in the yarn
Oh,
world
it's so
because,
easy. Everybody's doing something.
well, yeah, and you can just be like, "What are you working on right now? What are you wearing? I love your
Yeah.
sweater. What's like,
We
or
all
whatever."
we all hate humidity, even though I actually love humidity. Hot
Yeah.
take. That's my hot take.
What?
That's not my hot take.
Ew.
I love humidity
Why?
because my skin loves it. My hair loves it.
I like a little bit of humidity. I like the kind of humidity though where it's like No, I don't like humidity because I want it to be
I
like
don't like it if like
foggy.
I can't breathe, but I want it if like I'm at the beach, I'm okay with humidity. With
I mean, I enjoy
a nice
moisture in the air,
yeah.
but I want it to be like I want it to have condensed into water droplets. I want it to be fog. I want it to be mist.
You just want it to be colder.
I want to live in Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want it to be cold and I want to live in Ireland again. I miss it so much.
I know. I was literally talking to my mom yesterday and I was like, should I just be moving to Ireland?
I would. It was so expensive when I lived there, but I would
I
go
mean,
back.
I think it's still so expensive, but
Well, and it's not. It can't be worse than Boston.
oh, it's cheaper than Boston. Whenever I'm like, when they're like, I was in Berlin in like 2018, and there was like these huge like protests going on about rent
Yeah.
increases, and they were like the average rent, it's like whatever, like 900 euros a month,
So low.
which is a lot, but also
compared to.
I'm looking at like 1-bedroom apartments here that are like $3,000 like outside of the city. I'm just gonna buy a house.
Yeah, I had a similar thing. I was visiting friends in Bratislava, and they were like, "Oh, the city's gotten so expensive," and like they were like, "A pint is now like €2.50," and I was like, "Ah, that's so cheap."
Like it's $10.
But anyway, that was totally off topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, small talk.
But
Talk
yeah,
about
you
the
can
weather.
talk about like people like that stuff. I also think like and like consumers still would rather 85% of consumers prefer to shop in brick and mortar stores. And 47% of consumers are more likely to purchase from a brand with a local presence, which is a little bit lower than that 80 something percent of people who prefer to shop in store. But like being part of your local community is important.
Huge. Yeah. And I think especially with yarn because it's so tactile, you really do want to touch it in person.
People would rather touch the products.
I tend to, unless I'm like already familiar with the yarn, I don't really try new yarns like online.
Oh, I definitely don't try new yarns online.
I will very occasionally, if it's a brand I like know and I trust, and like you get kind of okay at like reading fiber types, and you can kind of like predict how this is gonna feel. But yeah, in general, I don't like to shop for like an entirely new yarn.
Yeah.
Online without trying it first in person. So, and I think a lot of people are like that just because it's such a tactile thing.
This is just like also a thing from the retail mavens is your top, like your only 20, it's like 20% of your customers are spending enough money to keep you alive. And so those are the customers that like whose names I mean, you should know everybody's. I mean, not that you should know everybody's names, but you should be equally nice to everybody.
Right.
But you are like shopping and talking to and personalizing things for those 20% of customers who keep you afloat, who are gonna buy things no matter what. And then the bottom 80% of customers are people who come in who like love you but maybe don't spend as much money or are more likely to shop a sale.
Right.
And so like those people you're nurturing at different times and in different ways.
Yeah. Who are still like a huge part of the community and very important, but are not necessarily paying your bills.
Yeah. And so like what you're doing by like creating these like personal connections is creating a more robust 20% of customers who are spending, who are like buying a sweater quantity every time they come in or sending friends here. And like a lot of my people are tourists. Like I would say a big percentage of our customers are tourists. So it might only be people I meet once.
Right.
But a lot of people will then order from us. We'll have a ship to them. They'll visit. I'll hear them. Like I'll have somebody come in who's like, oh, my friend came 6 months ago, recommended I come in.
They'll tell people
like that's,
and they'll tell people online. They'll post online. And
they're on my now they're on my mailing list. They're like involved in things. We have like a few people who like every time they come to this, like they come for work, whatever, like every 6 months, and they'll join Sip and Stitch and stuff like that. So like that's the type of thing we're doing. And I think and then in the ageism part of it, which I think is a really, really big part of it. I mean, I think racism is
probably
the biggest, but I think ageism is, I also feel like I don't feel like, not that I don't feel as comfortable talking about the racism part of it, but like I don't experience that.
I've never personally experienced that.
Yeah, so it's like talk about that's not my. I don't know.
It absolutely is a real issue.
Yeah,
don't be racist.
Yeah, don't be. I guess like at all times we're trying to be
just in general.
Yeah,
don't be racist.
Yeah.
And if you see somebody being racist, don't support that
Yeah.
business. Call them out on it, and then don't go there again.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I do think crochet hate sometimes is based in racism.
I absolutely think
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And but I also think crochet hate is also based in ageism. Younger people tend to crochet. I think they
Mhm.
pick it up a little bit faster. I mean, I tell people all the time when they ask what's easier to start with, I'm like, they're kind of both equally the same.
Whichever one you start with is easier.
Yeah. But like crochet, you will sit down and like make something if
You
you
can,
crochet.
yes, you can make a granny square in one sitting.
Yeah. Like
Too.
you could sit down and do it in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like you can make something.
Whereas like with our knitting class, our learn to knit classes, people walk away with like a tiny strip of knitted
Yeah.
fabric, and it's sort of like, sorry, not much to show
Yeah.
for it, but you learned a new skill.
Yeah. That's why we're making that a 2-part class starting in
Yeah.
September. But the
But yeah, it's definitely like younger people are crocheting.
yeah.
More.
But so like here's some more numbers for you. So like the people who are entering the workforce or who've like entered the workforce now, they're like graduating college, they're getting jobs that pay money are Gen Z. And I feel like I I'm a big Gen Z fan. I feel like Gen Z gets a lot of hate from millennials, especially, but I think we just like millennials were hated on for so long that it's like nice to hate somebody.
Yeah,
But I like Gen Z. And
I do
I
too.
would say like I mean, I would also say my top 20% customers are not Gen Z. My top
No,
20% customers are older millennials and like older.
yeah,
And that's or I guess now like I'm a young millennial.
yeah. I'm
Are you
like,
Gen Z?
no, I'm like right on the cusp
Are you a
of,
zillennial
I'm
or
a
whatever, or
zillennial.
zennial or whatever they're called?
I think it's zillennial, right? I don't know. I'm definitely more, personality wise, I'm more millennial.
Yeah,
Like, I also had like older siblings, and my best friends growing
yeah,
up were 2 years older than me. So, um, but yeah, I am technically on the cusp because I was born in
yeah,
'94.
yeah.
So yeah,
But I'm a mid to young millennial, so like
yeah,
older millennials and older are my like top 20% customers, but like my bottom 80% customers are Gen Z.
all Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that 80% is, it's less money, but it's a lot of people, and
It's a
it's
lot of people and it's
still,
like growing. You want to grow like I want to cultivate a good place for those
yeah,
people and I think like there's a lot of yarn stores they walk into where they don't feel welcome.
right.
And Gen Z is like in this like backlash against the internet culture thing,
Yes.
like wanting to do more things in like real life.
hmm
And so like they want to go to yarn stores and touch things.
Yeah, and have a knit,
Yeah.
a craft night like
Yeah, and
with
they want
real
to like
people
hang out
in
and they
person.
want people to talk to them. They're also like um this is sort of tangentially related, but Gen Zers don't drink as much.
I was about to say that.
So
Third
they're
spaces
yeah,
and places where you don't drink are
yeah.
huge for
Yeah.
Gen
And
Z.
like we have wine at Sip and Stitch, but it's
Right.
very low key. We don't get drunk
No, no,
because
no.
there's not enough wine.
Well, and there's no pressure. Like when you're at a bar, there's pressure
Yeah,
to
because
drink,
like that's how
or
they
if you're
make
at a
money.
party, right?
Like we don't
Whereas here, there's no pressure at
yeah, because
all.
you're not and it's like somebody brought something to share
Well,
versus like
versus like everybody
in a
has to
place where
buy
you
a
have to buy
pint. Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Which, yeah, and I think so. Yeah, alcohol is a big thing, and then also like the death of third spaces, like
Yeah.
free third spaces, there just aren't any anymore.
Yeah, or spaces that are like open a little later.
Yeah,
And like I don't we are I I'm trying to move away. We are not a nonprofit business.
no,
We're not a community space, but we are part of the community.
right,
And like part of that means like having a third space.
right. You don't
That's
have to buy, so you can
no.
come sit here and knit.
You don't have to buy
Yeah, you
something.
don't have to buy something every time you come in.
Yeah.
Um,
It is appreciated if you buy things occasionally.
every now and again,
Which I will say
or just like
pretty much everybody does buy
most
stuff.
people do.
I
Yeah,
also love you don't have to buy stuff, but like bringing things to share
yeah, bringing a
is really
snack,
nice. Yeah.
or
Telling
throwing
your
$5 in the Venmo for
yeah,
Sip and Stitch or whatever.
or telling your friends
Yeah,
and having them come buy stuff. Like
yeah.
I don't know, it's all important to
There's ways of like making money and like being a
yeah.
successful business without every interaction feeling so transactional.
Yeah.
Because that's not sustainable. That's not a way to
No, and
build a
it's like
sustainable
not
community. Yeah.
fun. I don't
No,
know,
it's not
like
fun for anyone.
yeah, like part of what I like about retail is talking to people
Yeah.
and like meeting people,
Yeah.
and I like moving things around and spending money.
Yeah.
Which are my
Yep.
my habits. You know what I also was reading in my list of statistic things? I think in this there's a lot of pressure to have like I think there's a lot of outside pressure. I think pressure from Instagram. I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll learn this with the Christmas in July thing, is that there's a lot of pressure to have like these curated events.
Yeah.
And that actually the number of people that do a curated event that go to your so like of the people that shop at your store, it's like 27% of people will go to a curated event, which isn't nobody,
Right.
but that's is it worth doing that much work for
Right.
just a few people, like 3 out of 10 people to show up?
Right. And like maybe the answer is like yes, once a year to do
Yeah,
like a fun event, but
but not
don't try to do it every
yeah.
month or whatever.
And like there are ways that you can make things personal for people and make your space welcoming without having I mean, like I learned to not have my original goal in the store was to have trunk shows like lined up one after the other, one
Mm-hmm.
after the other. And now like this year we're doing 3.
Yeah.
So like you learn,
And
I
then
don't
it just
know.
didn't quite work with
Yeah.
this audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't necessarily know until you try it.
Yeah.
So
So
it's hard to it's a lot of trial and
yeah.
error. Yeah, I definitely think with the Christmas in July knit along. I was talking to my some colleagues about this as well because knit alongs just are hard, I think, unless
We have
you're
never had a
I've
successful
never had
one.
a successful knit along. As a
Yeah.
designer, I've never had a successful I've had a couple of like I don't want to say I've never had a successful knit along. Yeah, the most successful one I had was for a yarn festival.
Yeah.
And that and I've had a couple of ones for yarn festivals. Those ones seem to do slightly better.
Yeah.
But it's just hard
I mean, the
to
Simply the Best knit along was pretty good.
that was one that
Yeah.
was kind of successful. And then also I had one for a cowl for the New England Farm and
Yeah.
Fiber Festival that was pretty successful. But in general, like I've never had the kind of like massive the ones you see like
Yeah.
on Instagram.
And I don't know, but like probably of right, like how many do you see actually happening?
Right.
Which is like Stephen West,
Right.
Andrea Mowry,
I've seen some
Junction,
Junction has knit alongs. I I don't know. I've seen a lot of also
Casapinka. Who else?
oh, Casapinka has good ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't I don't know. I just maybe knit alongs just aren't my thing. But
I mean, knit alongs have not been successful for us.
they
as a
haven't
store.
worked super well here.
Yeah.
Like the bandana one didn't really
Yeah.
take off. So yeah, those are just hard. But I do think
Yeah.
I think the party's gonna be fun.
The party is going to be
By
great.
the time this airs, we will have already had the
Yeah.
Christmas in July party.
Well, and I
But
think having our Christmas things
yeah.
is good. But maybe
Yes.
next year we don't do a knit along.
We might not do a knit along. We might just have a Christmas party. We could have a
Yeah.
Christmas party. That's
Oh, I love to throw a party.
we love a little Christmas
Yeah.
in July party. But yeah, I think doing the knit along is not necessarily
Yeah.
like well, it's like A, it's not really profitable, and B, people don't like it's not helping the community because people aren't participating. Like they don't
Yeah.
care. So it's not
I think there's like lots of things like I think one of the things that I struggle with is like putting profitability first.
mm-hmm.
Because
when
but
it
I
comes
think that's
down
actually really that is like the most important thing. Like
Yeah.
I can't be a third space for people if I don't exist.
right. When it comes down to it,
Yeah.
you have to make a profit in
Yeah.
order to sustain the business.
Yeah, like
it
in
just
order to
won't
survive.
it just won't
And I think
exist without it.
helping I think like some of that the customer service stuff helps sustain the business. Like it helps
Right.
keep you alive.
And it creates profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so and there are like customer service things that work and don't work. I think like I think there was like this big push to focus on like social media and Instagram.
Yeah.
And I think I feel like we're kind of coming out of that. I don't think it's
People
as
are
big a
starting
thing
to
now.
realize, yeah,
Because like
finally.
actually like marketing myself to a bunch of people who don't know me and a bunch of people who don't knit or crochet, like to just anybody,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't actually matter
Mm-hmm.
as much as like
building a space,
like bringing more people in the door. Like somebody, like we have a lot of tourists. It's, you know, like I am marketing to people all over, but like my best customers live in Boston.
Yeah.
Like my best customers aren't tourists.
Yeah, they're here and they're
even if
coming
they're
in once a week, once every other week, something like that.
I mean, like I have one customer, she does shop at other yarn stores, and every time she comes in, she goes, "I'm so sorry, I bought this at another yarn store," and I'm like, "I don't care.
You're allowed to.
Yeah,
You're allowed to.
Yeah, I would also say in the being like, well, this is, I'll finish the story. So she literally just buys yarn for one sweater at a time, but she makes like a sweater a month. She's very teeny tiny. Like she probably makes the smallest size. And she challenges herself to do something every month. And she'll buy expensive yarn. And she said to me once, she was like, "If you got 100% cashmere, I would buy it." And I was like, "Yeah, but nobody else would."
Nobody else would. So I'll special order it for you.
I was like, "If you tell me what you want, I will get it." We are going to get, I'm very excited. I ordered from Anzula Fibers.
Oh, I don't know them.
And they have a sparkly, I think I got mostly non-superwash because I was going to get, I got fun stuff, but I got a sparkly cashmere merino, which I'm really excited
That's
about.
going to be so fun.
I'm really excited.
Imagine like a little like Christmas sweater.
Yeah. Sparkly in DK and fingering. So that's not coming until like September, October. I haven't even paid for it. So
well, that's exciting though.
Yeah, that is very exciting.
But September's not that far away.
It's really not,
you guys. It's not that far away.
It's so soon. No, don't.
Sorry.
I am gonna.
I'm like panicking about it.
Yeah,
already.
me too.
Don't worry about it.
The Fiber Festival, is it gonna happen? Yes, but am I prepared?
No,
not really.
I'm not prepared either. I have to give a talk.
You do have to give a talk. You got a month. You got a little bit more than a month. You got a month and a couple weeks. But I was gonna say that I think that one of the yarn store owners needing to be nicer things is that, like, this is not, I have no data on this, but like sometimes they're mean to each other.
Yes.
And I think, like, I mean, I love gossip. I love gossip. Tell me everything.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna repeat it to anybody except for you and my mother.
Yeah.
And probably like my group chat with my friends, but they don't knit, so it doesn't matter.
They're not in the community.
But I think yarn store owners need to be nicer to each other. Like, we are part of a community. There's room for all of us. Like, I can't carry every yarn. Another yarn store can't carry every yarn. And if we can send people to each other, like, that builds that community and like builds customers for each other. And like my top 20% customers will go to your, if like I don't have things, but they might shop somewhere else, and maybe they're not the top 20% at that other store,
right?
But then they're the 80% at that other store, and so like that matters. Yeah, like they're a customer.
Yeah, and it is silly to. Yeah, I don't think it's useful, and if you're not, to try to like tear down other local shops. I think especially in Boston, where like
there aren't that many yarn stores.
There aren't that many, and the ones I mean, so Boston Fiber Company is in Boston.
Yeah.
And then
and
on
Stitch
the
House
T, there's Stitch House, which but that's Dorchester, which
and
is like
not
a
as
different
accessible on the T
part of Boston.
Yeah.
And then also on the Red Line, there's Gather Here.
Yeah, but they're not in Boston.
They're not in Boston. That's Cambridge.
Yeah.
And some people, like, honestly, I live in Somerville, and getting down here is kind of a trek.
Yeah.
And so if I wasn't, if I just needed to buy yarn store, I'm like going to Gather Here because it's a 20-minute walk.
I would come to your house and burn it down. I would take Ghost.
You wouldn't come to my house because it's so far away.
I wouldn't come to your house. I drove one time. It took 45 minutes. No, it took longer. It took like an hour and 15.
It took an hour to get back down to Dorchester.
Oh, it took so long.
But no, like that's the thing is like some people are just it's just more convenient to go to Gather Here, so they're gonna go to Gather Here.
Yeah,
it's more convenient to come here. They're gonna come here.
Well, and like I have a few people who order the yarn that we dye ourselves, like to themselves in like Watertown and Cambridge and stuff,
to have it shipped,
to have it shipped because it's like easier there.
They're like, I'm just not gonna.
And they're like, it's almost exclusively like yarn we dye,
right?
Or like occasionally it'll be like East Coast Yarn, who I think like the other two stores don't carry,
right.
And so like it's a local brand that they know,
and like full disclosure, I used to work at Gather Here, and I still love them, but. We would get calls and people would say, "Oh, do you have this yarn?" And we'd say, "No, but like check Stitch House. They might have it. Or check wherever. I don't think you were really open yet at the time when I was working there.
That might be Bead and Fiber.
I think it was Bead and Fiber.
Bead and Fiber didn't even have a website.
But yeah, we would like send people to other stores because like what would we gain from not sending them there?
Yeah.
Because what they remember from the customer's perspective, what they remember from that interaction is, you know, I called this store. They didn't have the product I was looking for, but they helped me.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to remember that because the next time I need something, I'm going to go there and they might have it and then I'll buy it from them. So it's sort of like, it's just silly to not, and like, cause what do we say? Like, we don't sell that product. So they're not going to buy, they're either not going to buy anything from us and feel bad and just be like upset and not be able to find the thing they want, or they're not going to buy anything from us and feel good about the interaction. Yeah. Either way, they're not buying anything. So it's like, you might as well help them and help that other store. It's just silly to try to like gatekeep. Like,
it doesn't cost anything to like just be nice to people. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think, there's absolutely room for all of the yarn stores.
For everybody.
And
we just have to be nicer to younger people. I think we're generally not nice to younger people. And like I think I'm aging out of being a young person. I mean, as we all do. But I still definitely feel like I have experiences in yarn stores where like I'm definitely like not, I think as a yarn store owner, it's with other yarn store owners and even like I'm on the younger end for yarn store owners.
Yeah.
And I think that's like also a struggle. And then also like I am a newer yarn store owner. Like we've only been open for 3 years, but like I have 20 years of retail experience. Like I know what I'm doing in retail.
Right.
And so, yeah.
I definitely think, it is always interesting to me too. Like I'll go into a yarn store sometimes and like if I'm traveling, I'll go into a yarn store and if somebody will greet me or be like, oh, what are you looking for today or whatever, and you know, and I'll start chatting or whatever. Or if I'm wearing something, or if I'm like, if I have my knitting with me, they'll ask what I'm making, like what's the pattern, and then I always say, well, I'm a designer, so it's my own design. And like sorry, I do too. I'm so excited about this sweater. But sometimes they'll like, you'll see like their face will change and they'll be like, oh, you're a designer.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of like, ooh, sometimes I'm like, I get it, but other times the way it happens is kind of weird. And I'm sort of like, you kind of didn't care about me until I said I was a designer. And sometimes people will also, because being a designer, anybody can be a designer if you just put a design online. You're a designer. So I think another thing is like sometimes they'll be like, oh, or like, do you sell on Ravelry or do you sell on Etsy or something? And I'll be like, I also sell on my own website, and I'll like pull out a business card. And then they're like, oh, like you're sort of serious about it. Like you're a real designer versus, and I'm like, it's a very weird vibe. And then they start treating you differently. And I'm sort of like, I don't like that actually. Like, cause why weren't you treating me like, you know, that way before kind of. I think they realize like once I say I'm a designer, then they're like, oh, you know, she's able to drop a lot of money on a lot of yarn because it's for her business. Versus before when I was just a random customer. I might not make them as much money. And so it's sort of like, you can't treat people differently like when you start to think about how much money they're about to spend. You just have to be nice to everybody. And you know,
well, also because you just don't know, like you don't know who your biggest customer is going to be.
Exactly. It's what's that scene from that movie where
big mistake, huge.
Yeah.
Pretty Woman,
which
I've only seen once in my entire life.
I don't think I've actually ever seen Pretty Woman. But did we cover all your notes?
I think we did cover all my notes. I just think my general thing is we just have, I think like customer service is just like really, really, really important. And
it's almost silly that that's a hot take because of course customer service is important in retail. But the fact is like a lot of yarn stores don't act that way.
Well, and I think like on the age thing, I mean, I do think I'm like sometimes I am. Well, I can be ageist in the other direction, like against old people, which I
I
try
mean,
not to older
everybody can
people.
be right.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own biases, and you have to work on them.
But I will say, like, my active goal at all times is trying to get more older customers. My customers are young.
This is a very Gen Z shop.
Yeah.
This is attracting
Yeah,
that.
all the color.
Yeah.
I have did I tell you somebody came in and they said, "Oh, my daughter would love this place. This isn't really a yarn shop for me, but for my daughter it's perfect." And I was like, "It's a yarn shop for you."
Okay.
I have Cascade.
Yeah.
I have Blue Sky. I have like basic prints.
But that's the point. It's like you get a whole sense of it doesn't matter what the actual product is, it's the whole vibe of the store.
It's the vibe. We are a young vibe.
And it's a very young, very colorful, very gay vibe.
Yeah.
And I think some people could be intimidated by that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think yarn store owners need to be nicer.
Yeah.
My hot take is you should teach classes on this. You should teach like workshops on
Thank you.
being
I would
better.
love to do that. I don't feel like I have I feel like I would need to do more research and work and stuff. But
yeah. Should do something for the FBC.
I would love to. I actually in the FBC, this can be a shout out. Kayla, who is Little Loopy Yarn, just opened a yarn store.
Oh yeah.
And her partner
in Pennsylvania.
It's like a yarn store, bookstore, cafe.
Yeah.
And I will say I do think they'll be very good at customer service.
Yeah.
Having met them and talked to them.
Mm-hmm.
And her partner used to work for like a bookstore, and so I feel like he really knows what he's doing.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna be.
And so I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to their store yet, and I've like, just heard about it.
Yeah.
And like literally just like
Where
messaged her yesterday.
Are they in Pennsylvania?
They're in Hershey.
They're in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Okay, I knew they were in Pennsylvania.
Which was like talking to friends the other day about wanting to do a trip to Hershey.
We should do it.
I haven't been since I was in 8th grade.
I've never been to Hershey.
It's
there.
It's there.
I like their chocolate.
I actually, what's one of my favorite chocolates right now is their dark chocolate kisses are really good.
I don't like Hershey chocolate.
I think that's fair. It's very sugary.
Yeah, and maybe that's why I don't like it.
I mean,
it just feels like the milk weird to me.
Chocolate is like not good.
It feels like chalky or something. Yeah. I don't know. There's something about it that feels
I don't know.
Weird.
The dark chocolate really it's very good for me. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, also probably like practices for.
No, they're probably on a boycott list somewhere. Yeah. They're absolutely on a boycott list.
I actually think they are on a boycott list.
Actually, I think all chocolate companies are, unless it's like specifically a fair trade chocolate.
But Taza's really good chocolate.
Taza chocolate.
Ugh,
That's my hot take today. Eat Taza chocolate.
I got it. I went to the dentist and it was very bad.
Oh no.
I mean, here's the hot take: go to the dentist more than once every 5 years, like me.
Yeah.
But I got myself a little treat, and I got Taza dark chocolate with the toffee and almond, 60% dark chocolate.
Ooh, yum!
Oh, it's so good.
I like their hot chocolate.
I like their hot chocolate too.
Hot chocolate, so good. Okay, well, what do we have coming up?
Yeah, honestly, not much. August is very slow. Boston Fiber Festival. By the time this comes out, the Boston Fiber Festival list will be out.
Yay!
It's kind of done. I just have to get in touch with one more person. But so by the time that list will be out this Friday. So it'll be out. It'll have been out for a week
by the time this comes out. And that the Boston Fiber Festival is September
6th and 7th.
6th and 7th.
So so we're gonna have the final list comes out on the 25th, and then the next week the schedule will come out. So
because Saturday is gonna be like there's gonna be like classes and talks, and then a mini market, right?
Mini market at Dorchester Brewing. I'm very excited about it.
For that.
So like, make sure you're following the Fiber Festival on Instagram. Make sure you're following us on Instagram for that, because I will be posting on everything and collaborating. Yeah.
And I will be vending there. I mean, the list will be out by then, but I can tell you now.
Yeah, you will be vending. And you'll be talking.
I'll be giving a talk on Saturday. I'll be at the mini market Saturday night, and then I will also be at the main market on Sunday.
We have like 3 or 4 classes happening.
Yeah.
The classes will be paid, talk will be free.
Yeah. I'm giving a free talk about sheep breeds.
Yeah. And so that'll be fun, and we'll probably have like, I'm going to try to get a food truck here for that day.
Yay.
And
it's going to be so fun, you guys.
It's going to be fun. I'm actually meeting with Alexis at noon today.
Amazing.
But yeah, so by the time this comes out, everything will be nailed down.
It'll be up.
And then I think that's it. I think that's all I have that's coming up.
I have a couple things for August, in-person events in the Boston area.
Nice.
I have on August 9th, which is a Saturday, is Somerville Yard Sale.
Fun!
Which is the yard art sale. So if you're in the Somerville area on August 9th, you should look at the yard sale map and explore yard sale. And then I will also be doing on the 16th of August, the next Saturday, I'm doing a artisan showcase at Old Sturbridge Village, actually.
Fun!
Yeah, which I've never been to. But my aunt used to volunteer there.
Oh my God.
And she used to be like, she used to knit. She used to she would like sit there in full, for people who don't know, Old Sturbridge Village is like a period museum. Like it's like, it's like a little village
there.
Yeah. You do like old timey crafts and stuff.
I mean, I've only been a couple times.
But my aunt used to like, she would dress up in like the period costume and like sit and knit.
That's so fun.
And I've never been there, and I'm doing a market there. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I've never, but I'll be there with my naturally dyed yarn and stuff.
Nice.
And that's what I'm doing for August. And then starting in September, I'm doing the Boston Fiber Festival. I'm doing several SOA markets through the month of September.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. September is coming really fast.
It's coming up. We also are maybe, and I might cut this out depending on what happens, but we are maybe doing knitting classes at the Rose Kennedy Greenway.
Yeah, I think we are. And that starts in August.
And we'll be doing little knit nights and knitting classes.
I probably won't be at every one.
No, but I will be at every one.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid to be there. Providing materials.
But I will probably go to a bunch of them because it's nice.
You should come to a couple. It'll be fun. It'll be out in the like beer gardens. Also, so it'll be lovely.
And come to Dorchester Brewing every other Tuesday.
I
have literally missed the last 3, and I'm going to miss the next one.
Oh, no.
But it was last night, and I had bad cramps, and I just couldn't. It's fine. It's whatever. I had to lay face down on my couch.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that's all I've got going. Yeah. Congratulations to the winners of the Niddle.
Yeah.
Christmas
Here's the thing. I think we're still gonna do a drawing.
Oh, we're still gonna have. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have prizes. And it's gonna be fun. It will have been fun.
Here's the thing. By the time this comes out, our Christmas yarn will be out.
Yes, the Boston Fiber Company Christmas yarn.
And it's not going to sell out on Friday. We're doing a ton of it.
No. So get some Christmas yarn. Get started on your Christmas presents.
Yeah. And that's it, because McKenna's going on maternity leave. So there's a
limit on the yarn.
Yeah, the yarn is not going to be updated. I mean, I guess she's not going to be on maternity leave, but she's going to be on, not being
dying.
able to dye yarn and walk up and down stairs with big baskets full of wet yarn.
Yeah.
So we are, our yarn is coming out in limited quantities, and there won't be more yarn
for a while
until 2026.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay. Well, get your yarn then. Okay. What's your silly hot take?
Okay. So here's my silly hot take. That is not a silly hot take. I think this is very important. And actually how serious. I live my life.
Okay.
A restaurant is only as good as their Caesar salad.
Yes.
Right? Like
if you can't make a good Caesar salad.
Yeah, you're not a good restaurant.
It's not worth it.
And
I heartily agree.
Yeah. I'm just a big fan of a Caesar. And I think it's a very simple salad. And like some places make it too fancy and go overboard. And then it's also not good.
It's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, what's your silly hot take?
My silly hot take, I didn't really come up with one yet, I guess.
I've been keeping a list now.
I should probably keep a list.
Most of mine are really
I'm trying to think of like what I've been doing recently. I think it's too hot. My hot take is it's too hot. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong about that one. It is quite hot.
It's too hot. It's too hot, and it shouldn't be like that. And I can't wait for winter.
I need like 3 more beach days.
I haven't even
gotten a sunburn.
I have yet to get a sunburn. I'm actually quite proud of myself. But yeah, I think that's probably it.
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Send us your hot takes. Next episode, we're going to do your hot takes.
Yes, next episode is going to be all listener submitted hot takes. So send us your hot takes and subscribe and like and
unless they're like
leave a review.
Yeah, and we'll read your hot takes that are in comments too. I've been flagging some of them, or like saving some of them, not like flagging
them. No, like marking them to read out. Yeah. And donate on Ko-fi and
shop from us.
Buy
things.
And
yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Or listening.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Mwah.